See, oh, I'm live. All right, we are on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. There you are, YouTube camera. I see you. I do see you. Jump on there and follow us. I forget how to say it. Really, just a handful of more people and we get to 1,000, and it really will encourage me to make more material because I can do it from the street on my phone. But I love the fact that you can go live in a with a landscape setting with your phone sideways, right? Can't even do that on this. They cooed my country. They did coop your country. America's always been like this to the third. Yeah, I suppose, but unless you got out and got here, and then historically you did have an opportunity. Was I okay when Obama was blasting families in the Middle East? The fuck does that mean? Well, he is. That's the thing. He's such a lunatic. I've been calling him Sergeant Citrus. That's pretty good, Sergeant Citrus. Uh, Well, yeah, I mean, if authoritarianism is authoritarianism, and communism embraced atheism because religion is a huge uniting factor for the people. If you can remove their ability to assemble around church and get together, you can't take that away from church. Historically, it's bound people in ways that frighten the dictators, right? So you can go the other way too. And in America, we're not going to be able to do that. So they pigeonhole, right? They start aiming everybody towards this watered down megachurch evangelical bullshit. No theology left to Christianity at all. No concern for what Jesus actually was or wasn't about, or preached or didn't preach. Just this is me. This is my political pigeonhole. You got to get on this side. And so they're using it to unite for their cause, whereas communism used it to create a lack of ability to unite against their cause. Two different philosophies, you know. So yeah, you can get a lot done. Have you watched? You guys watched? Good morning, Umiar. There he is. What's up? I am on YouTube. No, it's like what? It's like -5 here today. I didn't expect to see him today. It's bogus out. I was just outside. It's better now. It's like 5, but this morning it was fucking ugly. And it's not even winter. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, you can get a lot of progress. Think of Singapore, right? Singapore is going to be, they already are the technological pinnacle, essentially, of everything modern, and but they don't let stupid people procreate, right? They Do you know this, right? Singapore is engaged in eugenics of a sort by trying to limit who procreates based on ableism, based on education and elitism. And yeah, I mean, philosophically, right? It's easy to defend why anybody would want to do that because it does. A rising tide floats all boats. But to take away individual choice and individual freedoms is anathema to the American experience. So they're just trying to do it so that the freedoms that the people that they want still have those freedoms in their minds, right? But the rest of us are hosed, So we're in danger of living in a fucking a theocratic apartheid, where a religious minority that was shadily elected is making laws that the rest of us have to fucking follow, right? And I don't think I mean, we already see what's happening with the polling, and this is the worst president in the history of the country. It's not even close. He is the worst polled president. Nobody likes this asshole. Nobody likes him. Tom Riddle, the human, is there. Um, Historically bad numbers, and the people aren't buying it. Nobody likes it. Nobody, Indiana gave me such hope. I fuck with Indiana because I always say Indiana is the state that keeps the North and the South in the North. That's Indiana, right? All you got to do is get south of I-80, and all the billboards turn to Jesus. All of them. Hell is real. But fuck with people's shit and try to tell them what to do, and sooner or later, ain't America, my buddy. It ain't America. I don't think it will last forever. I think the whole thing will fall apart like a fucking. And in 10 years, you'll be hard put to find any of these assholes who will ever admit to having voted for him or ever liked him. 14 degrees in Missouri. Yeah, we're having a tough time. Where are you at, Umiar? The Balrog is with us on YouTube. Thank you for joining on YouTube. We're gonna get there. I know it. I know it. I got some ideas too. Because it's winter now and it's cold in here. Damn, in the office. Turn that heat up, man. It's on a program, right? So it goes down at night. And I get here in the morning on a day like today, and ooh, Poppy's hands are cold. Poppy's hands are cold. Yeah, that's you're gonna get what we have, but you got snow. Matt's gonna be. Yeah, so if you're 16, yeah, get ready. It'll be tomorrow. You're gonna get -5 probably. TL, yeah, here's one for you. I have a small mind. You don't believe in God. You got a small mind. Well, we all have small minds, my friend. They're literally just about this big right there. Mine's not as smooth as some, though. GI Robot is with us. Charlie Kirk is with us. Wow, I'm honored. From beyond the grave, Charlie Kirk. He's taking down the globalist. See, the people who buy the conspiracy theories about globalism is watching him consolidate wealth behind 5 or 6 of his friends, but they're okay with that. Anybody who thinks that he's working for you or trying to do anything good for America is an idiot. He's trying to cement his legacy, make as much money before he fucking goes off the rail and dies. Leave it to he doesn't give a fuck about you. Thanks for the gifts, though, man. Appreciate you. He's breaking down the imperialist monetary system. Yes, he's gonna. Yeah. Meanwhile, you could starve. You can't afford your groceries. It's an illusion, right? You one of those guys who believes affordability is a fucking hoax. I love it when a guy who's never been to the grocery store once in his life, never pushed a fucking cart down the aisle, tells people in their fucking face that groceries are going down. It's like, buddy, we all have eyes, man. There's, I mean, welcome to it, TL. Y'all voted for it. Y'all get it. I'm sitting back chuckling. You probably get some social programs you need too, right? That are about to get cut. My insurance is about to go up. I'm scared to look, right? I mean, I'll be all right. I'll figure it out, but it's stupid. My insurance is going to double, and I need it, right? I'm post cancer, always getting treatment, always getting some fucking poked and prodded, and blood work came back good the other day. Had that going on. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, tell us about groceries then, Bohemian. I know, gas has been steady in Wisconsin for a long time. Gas is right there. You know, the problem with Agent Orange is he'll never be able to temper his idiocy with enough statesmanship so that we can actually see the good ideas that he does have. Because I'm not against all the shit that he's about. We do need to clean up waste. I'm not a fucking. I don't. I'm not a Obama's ass. I don't know Biden was an idiot. Biden needed to go away worse than anybody except Trump, right? We need fresh blood, we need people, we need ideas, and we need to get the corruption out of the system. As long as the term limits are in place and the Supreme Court is an activist one that leans so heavily conservative, and the PAC money can go wherever, and there's no limit on campaign spending and where rich people can give their money, we will have nothing but corruption in American politics. So TL, enjoy your life because Trump fucking hates you, buddy, resents you. Yeah. How about electricity? But you heated your apartment lately? Thanks, Cobra. I can't speak on business when you're sitting in a house. Don't know what that means. Yeah, right? How about Ori Barcelai? Ori Barcelai. What does that mean, man? I forgot how it feels to have an actual winter. Yeah, and it's not even winter. This is still, you watch, January will be 100 degrees. But yeah, right now, woo. You know what? Honestly, I gotta. He's just such a piece of shit. But I'm a little bit more worried about our system of government and our freedoms and our social republic than I am about the fucking add-ons to the White House. Like, if he fucked with the original White House, that'd be a thing. But if you saw what that, like, okay, he took away a wing that was added on later anyway. My real issue is that he's tacky. He doesn't have any taste. He's a tacky person with poor taste, and he thinks he's got such good taste. He honored Kiss with a Kennedy Center honor. It's meant for the greatest artists of our generation. He gave it to Kiss, a shit band. It's always been a shit band. He gave it to Kiss, people. And that just goes to show. And Sylvester Stallone, he shot his complete load with Rocky One and has done little of artistic merit since. Sylvester Stallone's an idiot. I watched the Tulsa King because I like the Taylor Sheridan shows. It's the worst one. It's not even close. Sly Stallone's toupee should have him deported. God, what a fucking joke. Kiss. Kennedy Center honors. I mean, I don't even think the people probably just went away. The people that used to be involved probably just, you know what? It's gone. That was a thing for a minute. Now it's just a joke. Like his military parade. Well, I'm glad you enjoy Kiss, Lucy. I can't name three songs. I don't think. Um, they've always been poor to middle-end musicians, and they were good when you were in sixth grade. To me, I don't know. Sorry, Kiss is like what? If I'm gonna listen to something like that, it's gonna be AC/DC, I guess, or Aerosmith has some songs. Not none of that shit is my vibe. None of that straight ahead hard rock. But Kiss, it's because they love him. Gene Simmons is a long known conservative fuckwit with similarly made up weird hair. What a weirdo. Paul Stanley looked like a Jewish grandma out there with a wig trying to fucking keep her youth alive while she slurped a glass of Manischewitz and ogled the youngsters at the bar mitzvah. No, what a creep. And who knew Peter Criss was such a tiny little dude, man? The FIFA Peace Award. That was great, right? And he's always so pleased with himself. He's like, "They're talking about me. Yeah, I am good. I'm great. I set this all up. I told this guy if he did it, I'd give him this. But look at me. I really deserve this Peace Award. Look, oh." It's like watching a toddler. It's a fucking joke. Y'all paid four times as less than my generation does. You need to use English, buddy. I don't know what that means. If you have a house, you were successful enough. Yeah, okay. That sounds like putting limits on your success. I don't know, buddy. Yeah, living through this, it does boggle the mind. We're living through what we're living through is really surreal. It's really surreal. And the screeching hordes of boobs in the country who just love him and they think he's really saving the American way because he's demonizing all the other cultures that they've always been scared of. If you can't see past that, I don't know how to help you. He's demonized an entire group of people to a base that will never meet one of those people. The people that hate those Mexicans, they're all immigrant. They're the worst people. They're listen how he spins them. He talks about them all like they were one kind of shitty person. And I know immigrants, and I've never met one I didn't like. I'll be honest. I've never met one. I don't know that problem is a non-problem to me. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it. I don't see crime by immigrants in my there. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. It happens, but the stats are in. Americans are much more likely to commit a violent crime than people who came here for a better life. But that's all he has is to turn around as soon as Trump's turned up and the pictures in the Epstein files. Trump's picture. What do you got to say about that? Did you see the guy that came from Venezuela with and this blame? Can I talk about this for a minute? This blaming of the American drug addiction on capitalists trying to fill a demand with their supply, doing exactly what fucking Trump would do, doing exactly what the national pig that we are living under, the worst human being ever to assume the office, the most corrupt administrator there has ever been of this fine social republic ever. It's it's flabbergasting. It's flabbergasting to me. He has less integrity than the people he's blowing up out of the water because those people are just trying to do what a good capitalist does and make money, and he's blowing them up for it and blaming American addiction. How about we stop the demand? How about we end the drug war by get rid? They didn't kill anybody. I don't, unless it was actively in the process of doing their business, people get shot, right? I mean, that's a side effect. But as far as the item itself killing people, no, people killed themselves. How about you teach your kids not to fucking go out in the street and just take anything off the street and shoot it in their face? How about that? And then we see how the drug war goes away. No, they've undereducated the populace to the point where we don't even have that. We can't even deal with our addiction problems as a society because people are too fucking stupid. Too stupid. There's plenty of models around without sending boys into harm's way to make war again. Oh, the great peace president. This great peacetime president. Give me the peace. Oh, let's blow up Venezuela because I don't like the leader and they're bringing drugs in. It's a sham. It's a joke. And now he's brought measles back. I love that. We got measles. How do you guys? How do you Trumpies defend measles and the national imbecile RFK Jr.? What a joke! It's America. We have measles again. It was gone. Bill Willard, what's up, buddy? Where's my horn? Something wicked. Good. Obama deported, yes, people, they did it because they deserve to get deported. They didn't do it by rolling up in front of your daycare and slamming someone on the ground. No, there's no narcissistic. The nation, this nation is suffers from first character, right? We think we're more important. I guess yeah, narcissism, no empathy, but that's not true. We have the soft power that we've given up under Trump is going to be as damaging as anything. Because America really did, on some level, operate with concern. How many times did we prop up our enemies after we blew them up instead of just we have human compassion for people who, in the end, it wasn't their fault that their country led them into this, And now we instead of that, we just shoot them a second time. Like no, And I'm not Mr. Bleeding Heart. I never have been. I got plenty of hardcore thoughts in me. I'm not that guy. I'm solidly in the middle. But you don't pretend you're Christian and then double strike boats. You don't. The double tap, and all this way, and Keg's breath. Oh, I can't wait till he finally does something that he just can't excuse it anymore because he's a loser. Nobody likes him. His generals don't like him. Yeah, immigration is necessary. It's necessary. They need to do it right. They need to close the border and make people do it right. I'm not against any of that. But treating people like assholes who have been here contributing for 30 years, and now we're only starting to feel the effects of a post-immigrant economy. Where if they actually succeed in creating an economy with no immigrant labor force, it's going to be a disaster for the economy. It's embarrassing. It's not a joke that when people say that Americans don't want the job. Nobody wants the jobs I'm offering. Nobody wants to mow the lawn for them to do a good job at it. No, I got no white guys showing up. The result is those immigrant laborers who are comfortable with their status enough to stay can demand the wage that they want, and now your lawn price has gone up because I have to pay guys more. It's embarrassingly simple. But Trump, tariffs. He's an idiot. Let's see his college records. You know what? Don't even talk to me about how Trump's doing anything at all until we see his college records and see how fucking smart the guy actually is. Him calling low IQ people, whenever he calls people low IQ, you know that someone told him he had a low IQ at some point, and he cannot live with that in his tiny brain. There's no question in my mind. And thank you for commenting, Bohemian, over here. You guys keep it going on YouTube. I know we'll get there. I can name one. Yeah, they looked much better when they were young too. They're just disgusting now. They're like 80. I mean, we have horses. How we got lucky? Yeah, I don't even want to talk about my situation because I'm not any. I didn't get rich on the American system. I'm too much of an iconoclast. And now what I do is going to put me on a list for sure. For sure. If I wasn't old, I'd have to care. But now it's like no. Nice man of God, yeah. Come to Hymus. Come to Hymus. You are top saved. Repent. Come to Hymus. Who's Hymus? We have a worshiper of Hymus. And please don't use all caps. I just yell at myself. Of course. Do you think Trump's in the files? Of course he's in the files. Why do you think we haven't seen him yet? Someone's back there with a fucking Sharpie right now. Please. We've known he's a misogynist and abuser. He doesn't care. We've known that about him. He says it. What do you think he walked in on the teenagers at his pageant, right? And grabbing pee. He's always out there grabbing some poo because it doesn't get given to him because he's disgusting. He has to buy it or take it. Truth dog. Melania's a pig. A pig. Who would I shag before Melania? Let's go down the list. Michelle Obama, clearly. Laura Bush, easily, when she first got in there. Yes. Melania's a plastic piece of gross mail-in order bride shit. No. Wrong. Bad. Who was the last one? Joe Biden. Okay, she's a little old. That's a good-looking woman. You look at her in the day, you could tell she was pretty, and I'm not kidding you. Who else? Jackie O. Nancy Reagan, no, okay. All right, I put her behind Melania. Barbara Bush, no, okay, you got me there. People think Melania's hot? She's like a Mar-a-Lago face plastic surgery, disgusting nightmare. I love that. Truth dog, you're not wrong. Michelle Obama. Yeah, she'd kick your fucking ass too, buddy. You never know. Like people who call themselves truth dog, this guy probably thinks Jesus is real, you know. It's always about myth, right? The truth. That people say truth. You know what I love? You get the fish, you know, the Darwin fish, and then there's the Jesus fish, and then there's the Darwin fish eating the Jesus fish, and then there's a big one that says truth. Because some believer thought that was funny. Oh, we know the truth. No, you don't. It's the whole point of religion. It's a guess. You're welcome to it. I'll defend to the death your right to have it, but don't pretend it's the truth. You just sound stupid. Bazooka, what's up, man? I gotta get my wait. I gotta get my big honk. What the hell? The hell is that, dog? Dog left something on the ground. Chris dog. Wait, it's coming. It's coming. Oh, wait, I got a trap door here. Look. Oh, here we go. There we go. Bazooka! What's up today, man? Yes, Michelle could kick your ass without messing up her hair. Michelle's a bomb. Michelle Obama's a bomb. Hey, man, to each his own, you know? Somebody out there's got a Barbara Bush fantasy somewhere hidden deep down. Probably Reagan. Reagan was probably like, I wish Nancy had a little more back. Nancy was kind of the, you know, OG anorexic, honestly. You love the look on Christmas? What are you talking about? This? Are you talking about this? I can't wait to see Biden, Hillary, and the Obamas in the front row at Cheeto's funeral. That'll be good shit too. Yes, and they'll all go, right? They'll all go, and they'll be Christians FAS. What's that? Yeah, I love my Nancy, but she's a little bit skinny, you know. Daddy likes a little bit of pap, a little bit of pap, pap. Like when they can take a little spanking, you know what I mean? Russia is a great country with a rich culture and heritage. Yeah, thank you for that random non sequitur. Yeah, you're right. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to visit it, enjoy that culture? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to have a Russia that you could feel comfortable going to and visiting all the time? Yeah. Too bad that they're getting taken advantage by someone even better at being bad than Trump. Trump gets so owned by Putin, it's not even funny. He's literally had to admit it. He's like, well, I've been played by the best, and I got played. He got played again. Literally going to get everything he wants. But all we hear is that war never would have started. Putin and all, he'd be all the way to England now if it was up to fucking Biden. Give me a break. He's literally the worst negotiator I ever saw. He's only a good negotiator because America has so much fucking leverage. You can negotiate with Taiwan and Thailand and Uganda and Congo. You can negotiate all you want and win with the little guys who have nothing to negotiate with. When Putin tells Trump to shove it up his ass, or hey, I'll do this for you next week. As soon as it just does the opposite. It's an embarrassment. Oh Oh, Truth Dog coming out with the hating on the Jews. Yeah, it's awful when people succeed. That's not you. That's awful for you. That must be terrible, buddy. Oh, those terrible Jewish people. They send their kids to school and make sure that they succeed and be able to get positions that ensure that they are overrepresented in government. But then they get what they want for the. I don't blame them for doing great. Oh, Ukraine's as corrupt as that's part of the problem. Ukraine's as corrupt as anything. It's fucking crazy. But that's all we're doing is enabling the oligarchy here. We have an oligarchy we have a stupidgarchy, a stupidarchy. That's what we have in America. We are living in the era that's using fools like this, using the undereducated, trusting, hypocrite, cultureless, isolated American exceptionalist Slav from Wyoming, using those people against the rest of us, right? That's what's going on here. All right, they're using those people against the smart people who have empathy are being taken advantage of by the wealthy and the greedy who are using the undereducated to get what they want and enforce a government on us that most people don't want. The numbers are in. It's not a joke. The numbers are in. The dude's has the worst approval ratings of any president except himself last time. Who knows what's going to happen with Russia? I mean, we got our own problems. No. Cayman's with us. What's up, Cayman? One for you, my friend. What's up, Native Atheist is with us. What's going on? That's right. We're on YouTube as well. Got me a new camera. I look better. I'm like, damn. I got this new camera for my webcam, right? Because my webcam just took a shit. And so it's just that it was whatever came with the box, probably, right? So I went like, just I wasn't not a fancy one, but it's like new, and I like turn it on, like, damn. It was the old camera. I'm actually good looking. But no, so yeah, thanks for joining us on YouTube. Appreciate you hanging out over there. It's really cold here today, so I got no Dave with me, but we're gonna keep this going no matter what because it's too important. Like I said, we're on the verge of losing the fucking country to the stupid. We are living in an theocratic, autocratic, idiocratic dictatorship. the autocratic idiocracy. That's what we're living in. The autocratic idiocracy. Literally the stupid people have put the stupid in charge. I guess it's government of the people, by the people, for the people. But if you don't vote, you can't help yourself, right? So if you get outvoted by a minority of the stupid people, then that's what we have right now. We have government of the stupid, by the stupid, and for the stupid. At least it's not really for the stupid. It's for the people in power, right? The rest of us can fucking pound salt. Bazooka, dude. I miss the 70s every day. Every day I miss the 70s. I tell people all the time, except the pollution. You can walk across most rivers where I was, but other than that, oh my God, we didn't have this ridiculous atmosphere. Everybody got along. You made fun of your black friend made fun of you, and no one fucking got shot over it. We all didn't take ourselves so seriously. It was just not a big deal. Even our gay friends, yes, they struggled to come out, and I think there was a backlash to the visibility of their, but God Almighty, I guess depending on where you were, but people just didn't. First of all, they left you alone, right? People didn't pry. It wasn't ever on every social media feed. Nobody knew maybe you were gay because it just wasn't anybody's business, and you didn't put it on your Insta, right? Something to be said for all of that, right? Religion, politics, what goes on in your bedroom, it's not anybody's business. What's up, Michelle F? Doing all right. Cheers, man. What's up? Michelle. Michael. I'm sorry, buddy. A guy from Canada. Mountain Laurel. I didn't see you, baby. What's up? Where you at, Michael F. in Canada? God, I wish I was a Canadian. Looks pretty good everywhere else, honestly. It's great. You're almost French, right? It's just my eyes. I'm like, he's almost French. He's Canadian. It's kind of a broad brush. North of Toronto. Hey, he's an Ontarian. He's an Ontarian. He's a Windsor area guy. Am I right? I don't know. I need to go. I'm too close to Toronto to have never been. It's stupid, right? It's stupid. But people are scared here. Americans, white, good standing Americans like myself, but I guess I'm not anymore because I'm an atheist, right? But people like us are afraid to leave the country. I got my passport. I got my shit. We're afraid to leave the country because when you come back in, are you getting questioned? Are they looking at your social media while you're out and they don't even let you back in? Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Well, then you're near our guy Save Awesome Studio if you're close to Niagara. Yeah, I've been to Niagara. I've been to Canada and Niagara area. But that's really it, sadly, for me. Lived my whole life in the north, and you know. But when you live in the north, you want to go south for vacation, right? When you're from Maine, like, wow, you're gonna go to Canada, you're gonna go to Florida. uh, Canada, beautiful. No, I hope to be able to spend more time in the deep woods in Canada, doing some fishing or something. That'd be nice, seeing the northern lights. Be all right. Yeah. But both Montreal and Toronto on my short list of places to get to before Gideon takes effect and they don't let anybody out and we have a fortified border. You flew Bush in the far north, all right? Which Bush, senior, junior? I get what you mean. You're a pilot. That's slick as hell, man. Bush pilot. Now that's some fucking shit right there, boy. Props, man. Here's one for you. That's fucking cool. That's fucking cool. Yeah, no, the Great White North, please. It's just people don't have any idea. It's just gigantic, just gigantic. It's a whole nation. No, I wouldn't do that to Canada. There's grizzlies up there that like it. Why would we drop him in there? Just poison the fucking ground. Can I prank call your friend? Not right now. My phone is being used, buddy. Thank you, man. I love that. My wasted youth fell in. I don't blame you, buddy. I don't blame you. I wasted my youth in Chicago and doing different things, but I grew up in that country in New England, so I get it. And we did that. We flew into Maine and did fishing on remote lakes that you couldn't really access easily by horse. But man, they're beast. You gotta fly in some of those lakes. Good shit. Oh, you should write a book. Yeah, my dad's in Montana. My dad's in Montana. Not right now. He takes his trailer to Arizona for the winter, but that's extremes, right? He goes from the Canada border to the Mexico border. Winter and summer, the winter is ugly up there. Nobody wants that shit. No, right? Yeah, I mean, the Grizzlies have it rough enough. Let's face it. Trump would be like that. You drop him into Canada, it'd be like dropping that first piece of penicillin mold into the petri dish, and all the bacteria just kind of drop Trump into the wilderness. The opposite, right? The bad infects the good, but they drop him in the middle of the wilderness, just watch shit die in a circle. Remember his toxic ass? I think I'm so lucky my dad can still migrate. His arms are tired when he gets down there, but uh, yeah, yeah. Living in two places is smart if you can. Better if you can do it at once. That's even better. You hate polar bears. They are. They're pretty unstoppable. You need a big, big pew pew to stop a polar bear. But nobody wants that. Poor polar bears. They're going to be extinct. Don't hate on polar bears. They're always hungry because we're killing their fucking environment, man. Just bring a seal. Just drop a seal out of your plane when you're coming around. Distract them. Get that. Get him, boy. And you land over there. Lisa, mother. Yari Salguero. Johnny Salguero. Johnny. What's up, Johnny? One of my favorite Far Sides ever was two polar bears, and they're standing outside an igloo and they're eating they're eating the igloo, right? And one of them goes, "I love these things, crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside." No, is Zappa have a song about? Leave it to Zapp, man. God, the world needs more Frank Zappas back. We miss Frank Zappa every fucking day, don't we? One for Frank Zappa. R.I.P. Gone too soon was Frank. Oh, Bohemia, we can move to Canada when we're ready. Start a compound, a cult. a kibbutz, a commune. We make giant plastic ice flowers. Yeah, it's a good idea. We can, if we paint them gold, Trump will buy them for the ballroom. Right? It's true. It's true. Yeah. The hell else is going on? I didn't even open up Reddit to see because my girlfriend is starting to feed me on Signal. Got a Signal because we're all gonna get getting looked at here pretty soon. So the shit that we talk about in terms of the resistance, we're starting to try to put. I should probably get a VPN. If I was a kid, I'd already have a VPN, right? Right now, it's like I don't care if they drag me out. Now at least I'll be vocal on the way down, But make no mistake, the people who think this is all good and America's really gonna get strong again. No, we look like a joke. We don't look strong. That's the other thing that kills me. That people think we look strong. Wow, we have a strong man. People are scared of Trump. He'll fuck shit up. No, he won't. He can't even fucking keep peace in Gaza. And he made that deal around whatever got him rich, right? And Putin owns him. He owns him. So we literally look weak. All our former allies, all the people that he's alienating, all of across the world, we look weak. Well, it does. Whatever. I mean, never really had democracy, but at least we had, pretty fair elections. Now he's trying to out in the open air, trying to gerrymander districts so that he doesn't lose the next election again because he's scared. He knows. Look what's popped off. The No Kings thing scares the shit out of him, man. And now we got Rubio. Was it Ted Cruz introducing legislation to make No Kings protesters terrorists? Make it illegal to be a no. We don't make protesting illegal in America, motherfucker. Choo choo! I chose the other path. The one less traveled. 'Tis made all the difference. What's up, Queen Chatix? Well, we have a lot of illusions. We have the illusion of free will. We have the illusion of, we have a lot of delusions too, right? No, it's a representative republic. Right? It's a social republic. It's not really a true democracy. No, I'm not a poli-sci guy though. We have been ranked 35th in democracy in category deficient democracy. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we're 53rd in freedom of speech. 53rd. Yeah, only Hungary in the West is behind us. You can manage AI. Thanks. I don't know. Am I getting AI in my face here? Have we got thoughts on that? I feel like AI, has as good a chance of saving us as it does of killing us from this asshole at this point. One for George Carlin. I miss George Carlin too. I met his sister. Spent an evening with her at a bar. Hey, George Carlin had a little religion. Right? What's the deal with God? He's in charge of everything, but he can't get his head around money. Always needs money somehow. I miss George Carlin. I should work on a good impression. You met George Carlin himself? Nice. She wasn't terribly funny. No, she was good. She was good people. She has different stuff going on. Producer. Denmark has listed us as a dangerous country. I don't blame them. We are dangerous. Yeah, why is God always broke? Always can't get his head around money. Money. Nice. Yeah, I bet it was, Michael. Watch out for any club with hats and uniform. I've not seen Dogma. I tried to watch Dogma, and I hate Kevin Smith's dialogue. I think he's the worst writer in Hollywood. I hated it. I couldn't get through 15 minutes of it. Dogma, and I wanted to. Believe me, I get that it's but no, I thought it was just horribly written, and I could not finish it. And a lot of Kevin Smith shit is. I like some of his stuff. I think he's a decent dude. I've heard him talk, and I think he's on the right side of things. And he's obviously been successful. But most of his dialogue reaches the generation behind me. I think in a little bit. There's not most of it's not funny. None of that Jay and Silent Bob and the Clerks. None of that was funny to me. I'm like, it's like, okay. But But he's made a couple of funny movies. I love Zack and Miri Made a Porno. I think it's a funny movie. And the Office one, that was pretty funny. He's got some. Yeah, he is a legend in his own mind. Yeah, he did love George Carlin. But yeah, was never a big Kevin Smith bud. There's been an estimated $7 to $10 billion loss. Good. I don't blame anybody. I never understood why they came here that much anyway. Man, it was just I've been to Europe. I get people. America's magical. The land here really is. It's just so much to see. Unique in the world. We really have it going on. We're blessed by Providence there. But other than that, I'm like, why? Jesus God, have you been to Germany where they have new stuff and bridges aren't falling into the fucking river? I mean, you ever been to Singapore where literally, like, if it's modern and new, they have it for you? Yeah, that's funny. I mean, I don't know. I'm an old guy. I've just seen so many movies, comedies. They need to be extra fucking special to really get me. I don't even try to see a lot of comedies unless I really having a good authority to that because I'm too disappointed in general in shit formulaic comedies. Shady's up, shady's up, shady's up. What's up? I chose the other path. You got something to say, man?
Like I said, I just think it's hilarious because, like, philosophically, like, atheistically, like, we agree on everything. It seems like you like Star Wars, but that might be the only movie we have in common.
Yeah, you're the guy who didn't like what's it?
Well, you don't like Spaceballs, which just is an absurd fucking thing to say.
Well, I think you were little when that came out. I just think you were young. I was past the point where
I've watched it since.
Where you have watched it since?
Oh my God. Yeah. One of my favorite TikToks right now is this woman who dresses up as Dark Helmet.
Yeah.
As cosplay. It's fucking fantastic. I can't wait for Spaceballs.
Well, that would be funny. If I saw someone that was little that could pull that off, that would be funny. But just in general, I'm like, with Mel Brooks, it was like he switched from writing edgy comedy, and we've talked about this.
Okay, what about Little Shop of Horrors? Did you like that?
Yeah, that's a fun show. I mean, yeah, okay. That's okay. That's
fun. I want to make sure we have some.
Yeah, that's not really Mel Brooks, though, is it? That's not. You're just saying.
I'm just worried that you're one of those Star Wars people who loves Darth Vader only.
No, I'm not a Star Wars guy. I was there.
You just have all the toys?
Well, yes. That was a coincidence that I had that. Both of these things came to me, and I don't have. I mean, maybe
so we don't know how you have Star Wars in common. Like, I have a Millennium Falcon.
No, I love Star Wars. I'm not dissing Star Wars. I'm just not a fanboy. You know what I mean?
Well, me neither. That's so funny too, because that's changed since I was a kid, right? Like liking something and fanboying and like being in the con about stuff are very different, right? Because I was a huge Star Wars fan until Star Wars fandom became what it is now.
Yeah.
And because I want to see the non-canon ones. Yeah. I want to see creative. Like we talked about this. Have you seen Visions yet?
Star Wars spinoff thing?
That's like anime spinoffs.
No.
It's like episodic.
No.
It's episodic Star Wars with anime directors.
No.
It's pretty great.
But I haven't even gotten through the Clone Wars, which is like 9 seasons, right? I mean, it's
better than the Clone Wars.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not that deep into it where I'm much deeper into Marvel and Star Trek than I am Star Wars.
Yeah, have you seen the new? Is it a series? I think there's a new series about Star Trek from beginning to end. I found out that Lucille Ball is the one who bankrolled Gene Roddenberry.
Okay, that's slick.
Which is a wild.
Yeah. Well, she was a genius producer by the end of her career. That was much more of what she did because she did it really well. That's smart. I didn't know that though. But yeah, no, Trek. I'm watching Discovery's got Strange New Worlds is a pretty decent show. Some of those ones got really woke and weird.
Anyway,
you got it.
And I watch a fair amount of media. Have you seen The Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy?
You know what? I caught like
The
I
show
caught like
was
one or
watching
two
today.
episodes of that, and then it got off my radar. But that was pretty funny. And
I liked it better than Rick and Morty. For me, that's one, and maybe I could ask you about this. For me, Rick and Morty's too on the nose.
I don't.
Like
I don't
it's
sit and
just
watch Rick and
not.
Morty.
It's not fun because it's like so on the nose.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I like Rick and Morty, but I don't sit and watch it. It's not like I have too much on my plate in terms of like the drama, the best of like heady, serious dramas and kind of like I'm watching The Task on HBO right now.
Okay, I haven't seen.
I think it's one season, but it's an interesting story arc of kind of a whodunit, and you're never quite sure what's happening until it kind of gets to the end. Stuff like that. Well written, thoughtful drama. I don't watch a lot of.
There's a new Agatha Christie.
I think you're right. There's a new Star Trek too, a brand new one.
That just came out.
I don't know about that. I didn't know she was still writing.
There's a new Mary Shelley movie too.
Yeah, right. That's good. That's good. I saw that one.
Although I don't know how I feel about. I mean, I guess he's always kind of been that way, but I don't know how I feel about Hot Monsters.
Well, that was weird, right? And it was almost like I can't quite bring myself to hide Jacob Elordi so much because he's so fucking gorgeous. You're like, I sort of need to let him come through a little bit. It sort of seemed like that to me, But I know what you mean. I'm like, really? Is this? And she was so immediately smitten with him. Hot Monsters. Pretty funny. Wait for Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money.
That better be the name.
That's funny.
I'll be mad if that's not. If that's not the name of it, I'm gonna piss.
Yeah. That's that would actually be funny. That would be funny. But I liked. Did you see the reboot of Naked Gun? That was really good.
It was okay.
Oh, Police Squad, right? No, Naked Gun.
I mean,
yeah.
It was better than Naked Gun 2.
I thought it was better than Naked Gun. I'll be honest with you.
Better than Naked.
Yeah.
That's hard for me to.
See, I couldn't even after Airplane. All of those other ones seemed like milk toast to me. None of them seemed good.
Yeah, the new Airplane is not good though.
Is there a new Airplane?
There is.
Ooh, yuck. No.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, the bar was so high for that first Airplane that the rest of it,
It's so interesting because like a lot of people think of like spoof movies as being like a 90s and 2000 thing.
Well,
but that really started in the 60s and 70s.
Well, Kentucky Fried Movie was the first, and then
Barbarella was a spoof.
Yeah, but it wasn't on the same level. It was camp.
Camp.
It was camp, and it was a spoof, but it wasn't the comedy style that Naked Gun and Airplane were. They're just built on pun after sight gag after absurd joke after the high speed stupid joke thing. Like that wasn't Barbarella. That was camp and
Cheech and Chong?
Yeah, maybe. Cheech and Chong are just goofball comedies. To me, it's a real art form to writing the style that the Naked Gun and Airplane are in. And it's different than other.
For younger kids, like their closest thing is like, what's that called? Scary Movie.
Yeah, see, Scary Movie is kind of like that. But that's more of a direct parody of horror movies. Whereas where Airplane started as a direct parody of the airport movies, that genre of the writing style does not really include Scary Movie. Because Scary Movie's just not built.
What I think what Spaceballs was too, man, is that it was directly insulting Star Wars.
Right.
But it was also, Blazing Saddles was an insult to cowboy movies.
But it was really adult. Blazing Saddles was clever and sophisticated and mature. And by the time Spaceballs came around, the whole thing seemed like it was built for kids, to my 25-year-old mind or whatever it was. And you were probably 15, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. 17. So you just remember it more fondly, and it means more to you in watching it. If I watched it today, I'd get more laughs out of it than I thought, but I would still think it was.
Were you too old for like Never Ending Story?
Yeah. Oh God, yes. Oh, I thought that was for tiny kids.
See, I was a teenager, but it still sat with me.
Maybe
one that never sat with me was Goonies.
No, see, I was way too old for any Goonies, even Gremlins. I was a little too old for, and There's a lot of those movies. Willow, I thought was stupid and amateurish and for kids. They weren't. There was nothing sophisticated about the.
I think Willow was also kind of a spoof.
I don't know. I think it was a fantasy story for kids. He loved writing stories for his young kids at that age. George Lucas.
Princess Bride.
That's hysterical. That's but that's based on a really funny novel. That's not just a movie.
Well, the book is kind of X-rated.
Yeah, but it's funny as shit. It's a pretty good. The movie is pretty much like the novel without the X-rated shit. I remember reading that novel quite clearly when I was like freshman, and then the movie came out right after it. So that one just had better source material. You know, that wasn't a let's make.
And the most famous person in that cast was Andre the Giant, and maybe Engelbert Humperdinck, because everybody else was kind of a nobody.
Well, Wallace Shawn had
Patinkin was a nobody at the time.
A little bit, yeah.
Bill Crystal.
Well, Mandy Patinkin was still more like a Broadway guy at that point. I think Billy Crystal was the best known for sure, and then Wally Shawn had more of a profile than you probably realized because you were younger. But he had already been. People knew who he was because he had been used in that way, where he's not a very good actor, but they stick him in these roles that are supposed to have gravitas, and it ends up seeming funny, with his lisp and his idiot, his goofy delivery. But yeah, you're right. It didn't.
I'm glad we found some movies in common. I was just worried.
No, I don't think that's. Well, it's like with my buddy. How old a guy are you?
I'm 48.
Yeah, so you're like, you're essentially 15 years younger than me, a little bit less. My guy's the same way. So a lot of these movies from the 90s are really close to his heart, whereas I had aged out of them and I was looking for, more meaty stuff.
Okay, one last thing.
Go.
Then I'll drop it. You're talking about George Carlin. Did you know that he emceed the very first SNL and it's fantastic?
Oh yeah. Oh, we've all seen it.
The first episode of Saturday Night Live is epic in a way that it's hard to understand.
Yeah, no, we've seen it many times. As a matter of fact, is George Harrison and Paul Simon the first musical guest too on that show? I'm trying to remember. Yeah. If you haven't seen that, YouTube that, people, for sure. All right, bro. Did I lose you?
Peace. No, I'm just muting while you're talking.
Oh, you're cool. Oh yeah, you have that at feedback. All right, buddy. I'm gonna jump off the air pretty soon anyway. There he goes. He's our guy. I chose the other path. Yeah, thanks for hanging in, man. We talk movies, we talk culture, we talk this and that. I'm gonna blast off. It was lovely to see all you people again. It's been a couple of weeks, and don't forget, man, get yourself a VPN because they're coming for you. If you got anything bad to say about this piece of shit, and you got something to protect, it's worth it to me. If they drag me away for it, I'll just be more vocal than I am now. But peace. Love each other. Love your family. Happy holidays wherever you come from. Try to make the world a better place for the next couple of weeks. Oh, poor Peaches. See you later. Huh. Thanks, guys, on YouTube. No, I left you hanging there. One more toot for Bohemian. Love you long time, baby. Thanks, honey. See you later.